morning. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. I've actually been awake since around midnight. That's my normal time lately for waking up. But the gym doesn't open today, and I don't even go on Saturdays anymore or Sundays. And Mondays is questionable. But anyway, the title that I finally selected of the 2 videos that I have written is Living Without Federal Reserve Funny Money. And the blurb that I wrote a couple days ago now, most living in the United States, Inc. don't even realize that the cabal has done away with money backed by anything of perceived value. What we call dollars are, in fact, debt instruments. It is not real money at all in the traditional sense, which means backed by gold, silver, or other precious commodities. It is the lynch-pin of a slavery system created by demonic criminals. I have a few friends claiming we can live without that funny money, and perhaps in small communities of like-minded people, this is actually possible. How do we do it on a large scale? That is the real question to be asked. Funny money really isn't very funny when you face the implications of living on a planet that, at best, seems God-forsaken for a very long time from a human perspective. Perhaps my job is to raise these difficult questions, although the odds of getting people to grasp the significance are staggering. This is even truer when I consider the fact that a huge part of the spiritual community lives in denial, unwilling to face or even admit the hard, cold reality of the world we live, where we live. Yeah, I quite honestly am going through some really significant challenges mentally, emotionally, and it all affects the spiritual, my spiritual perceptions as well. And as I was leading up for the last half hour or more, I've been listening to How to Undo What the Archons Did, a video that was posted on yesterday's, as a link on yesterday's video on Facebook. But last night, before I even went to bed, I watched the video, Breaking News, 2010 IMF reset reforms are now activated. And I'm going to comment a little bit on that because it's talking about the funny money. But the head of the IMF, I forget, he said the name in the video, but that was last night when I watched it, and I don't remember. It's a famous person who's part of the cabal, and this reset that she announced is going to upvalue the money of the so-called third world countries and downgrade the value of America and the Western countries, the cabal countries, if you will. But is it all a cabal world, or is it a world that's run by God? Is God really in control? And that's the question that I'm dealing with again and again and again, and it keeps coming up because I see a certain reality of experience, an experiential reality. I see that reality in playing in my life, draining my energy. People say, Ron, you're much more negative than you used to be. Yes, I guess I am. Because I've been so disappointed for so long of having to fight to keep a roof over my head. And to some people, they would say, just let it go. Let it go. Let them steal your property for $100 that you didn't even know. They were making a claim on your property because they did it in some clandestine manner that you weren't even informed until the actual sale. When they let you in on that, to watch your house being bought for $100 that you paid $275,000 for. Yeah, fair game, right? So it's really a neat world. Or I didn't even have a mortgage, and I watched through the 10.5 years how they manipulated and put my home in their possession, took away my ability to even pay the taxes on it because they made a claim, and I wasn't even allowed to pay taxes because they own the house, according to what they've done in the court system, in the legal system. And the whole legal system to me is bullshit. And I'd love to be able to do what one of my friends in northern Florida, Native American, has done, to live in a world where I didn't have to depend on the Federal Reserve note. I don't live in that world. I collect Social Security. It's my only source of income. I'm 69 years old. To go out and to get a job and work for Walmart or something like that, where they do hire, I believe they do hire senior citizens, is ludicrous to me. It's absolutely ludicrous. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live in a world that's an enslavement system, and that's how it is in the world. Now, how to undo what the Archons did, this guy is saying we can imagine a different world and create it. Now, I only listened to about an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 13 and a half minutes is how long the thing is. But in any case, he's saying we can just imagine a different world and create it together because we have that power. And I used to believe that we did. I question that anymore because I can't even line up with people that are supposed to be my friends. And that's the other topic, by the way, the next topic that I have already the blurb written. Excuse me. Apologize for that. I felt the sneeze coming on. But we are here in this world now, and we do not have one mind. I mean, there's these whole bunch of people that, and now I'm jumping into tomorrow's title, and I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. We've got to get rid of this cabal. And God has to help us. It's something that God has to take responsibility for his own creation. And yeah, he's given us free will. Did he really? When when Anastasia writes her books, we had free will. She has free will. She has powers, gifts, and abilities that the average Jane and Joe don't have. And that's why I was so fascinated and enamored by those 9 books by Vladimir Megre. I mean, it was an amazing story to me. Somebody that actually has the power to create her own reality. I can see that that's a potential possibility. I don't experience it as the reality, even when I've thought that everything was going to be okay numerous times. You've watched my videos. Some of you have been watching for a long time. You know I wasn't always negative. I was much more upbeat because I believed God was actually going to do something. But it won't happen in a system run by the IMF or by the Federal Reserve or by the cabal that has been running roughshod over human rights for a very long time. And God has allowed it. And I want to see changes. I live to see positive changes that will affect not only my life, but will affect life on this planet for the good. Not a continuation of the money slavery system that is, totally detrimental to human growth, to human consciousness, to human experience. So I ask again, like I've asked many times, for your prayers. I ask you to try to understand where I'm coming from. Those of you that don't understand it, of course, maybe you were not even listening. But we need to work together. Somehow we need to find the common ground and work together, or we're going to continue this vicious cycle, this repetition that we've been involved in. Anyway, thank you for listening.